After surviving cancer, you don't go back to your old life. You don't return to your previous mode of existence. Things don't go back to the way they were before all of this happened. Instead, you create a new life. You grow something new and different that may have pieces of the past in it, but is something altogether new and different. This is a realization that I've been coming to in the last few months, 7 months post-treatment, having a lot of clarity about what this phase of my life is about, what the challenges are, and what I'm learning and growing through right now. I noticed that there was an initial instinctual drive or desire to go back to the things that I loved to do. For example, I love salsa dancing. And I thought, oh, well, if I'm feeling better and have my energy back, then I'm going to go dancing and have fun. But the thing is, I just couldn't get my heart into the experience of dancing for some reason. Things have been different, and I've not been able to ignite that spark for salsa dancing that was there before, but right now it's just not coming to life for me. I went dancing a few times, but in some ways it just felt like I was going through the motions. And once I was honest with myself, I realized that I really didn't feel like dancing. So then I didn't. I stopped. And I had to ask myself, what do I want to do? The old Joseph would have loved to go dancing and have fun and socialize and, just have a grand old time. But somehow that is not appealing to me in this phase of my life. And I've been coming to terms with the fact that I am different now than I was before. It can be a scary thing because when we come out of something as difficult and traumatic as cancer, we want to recover our sense of self, our sense of who we know ourselves to be. And one of the ways that we learn about ourselves is through our hobbies and activities and things that give us pleasure. And when that all of a sudden changes, when the things that you once enjoyed and derived pleasure from no longer bring you that and no longer light you up in the way that they used to, you're left to wonder, well, what do I like? And what are my preferences? And what do I enjoy? What does bring me happiness? In some sense, this has felt to me like a rebirth. The end of one version of Joseph and the beginning of a new version of Joseph. There were moments when I was going through colon cancer treatment and all the procedures and the prognoses that I was given, and I wondered whether I would survive. I wondered if there was a chance that I could die, and the statistics were not looking very good for me. But here I am. I am still here, and I am feeling very good now, and I'm grateful for that. But although I didn't die myself, that old version of Joseph is no longer with us. The version of Joseph pre-cancer where his biggest worries were about his career and social life and, you know, working towards that six-pack or whatever, that the things that we occupy ourselves with and believe to be the biggest, most important things in our life, those things are no longer as important. Some of them are not important at all. And in a sense, this is a new Joseph with different values and priorities, with a different outlook on life. And I'm finally learning that that it's time for me to look into the future and not hold on to the past. Because that old version of Joseph isn't here right now. And who is here is someone who's discovering himself as if for the first time. There's been a lot of introspection as to what I want to do next and how I want to live my life. And some things are becoming clear to me, and some things I still need to explore further. It can be very unsettling, I have to say, to be in this somewhat transitory phase where you're not the person that you used to be, but you also don't know the new person that you're becoming. And it can feel very unsettling, disorienting, confusing, to be in that phase, because sometimes there's nothing to hold on to. The familiarity of the past is no longer here, and what we're left with are pieces and fragments and possibilities for the future. In some ways, it's felt like building a new relationship. You know, when you meet someone special that you like and you spend time with them, you get to know them, they get to know you, and a relationship is built. And you get to know what this person is like, what are their tics, what are their, you know, preferences, what are their attitudes and emotions about different things. You start to become more familiar with this other person. And I feel that I am going through that with myself. I am having to relearn what is important to me, what I care about, what I want for the future, how I want to spend my time and my energy and my resources. And it can be very easy to simply revert back to what you did in the past. But for me, if I pay attention and I am conscious and present, I notice that those patterns no longer resonate within me the way that they used to. I don't know if you are going through something like this, or someone that you love and care about is going through such a transition, but I want to let you know that you're not alone. That just because you have been given a clean bill of health, or, you know, you got through some major milestone and everybody expects you to be happy and excited and cheerful, doesn't necessarily mean that you have to feel that way. And there's a lot of reasons why you might not. You might be processing all the things that just happened and trying to peel away all the layers of emotions and to process all the things that you simply didn't have the energy to process at the time when you were going through it. I know for me, when I was going through chemo treatments and surgeries, and you know, it was exhausting, and I a lot of times did not have very much energy. I didn't feel well, and then when I did feel well, I just wanted to enjoy the simple pleasures of life. I wanted to just go for a walk. I wanted to, you know, eat a delicious meal. I wanted to just go out, hang out with a friend, or breathe in the fresh air. And, you know, before I knew it, it was time to go in for another treatment. And, you know, you just keep getting knocked down over and over and over again. And there's almost no time to process the emotions of it all. It's so consuming. You know, for me personally, I've felt that coming out of it, I felt so many more emotions. Once I got my physical energy back and I could do my normal day-to-day activities and was feeling healthy again, that's when I started to feel so many emotions about it all. I felt that when I was going through treatment, I was in survival mode and just trying to get through the days and the weeks ahead. It's sort of like you're at battle, and you just have to put one foot in front of the other and stay focused on what your objectives are, and or sometimes just lie there in bed unable to do anything. That's kind of what it's like. You know, there's almost not enough energy to even process the emotions of it all. So now that I'm healthier and more energized and stronger, and, you know, everything's coming back to me, the emotions have been really, really powerful. A lot to process and a lot to deal with. You know, some happiness and relief that I'm where I am at now, but also, you know, grief for the life that's not here anymore. Because, you know, as I said earlier, you don't go back to the same way of life that you had before. It's just, things are different. After going through something like this, you are different. And it can be kind of earth-shattering to come to that realization. I know it has for me. So how am I handling that? Well, I'm making it a priority to take things slow when I need to. I am listening to my thoughts and my emotions and how I feel about things. I am, before going to any event or committing to any activity, I'm taking a moment to ask myself, does this feel exciting to me? Does this light me up? Does this feel like what I really want to do? And really listen for the answer to that. So it's becoming more in tune with my own vibrational essence, if you will. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm processing. One of the things that I'm processing. And I know it's been such a long time since I spoke to all of you, and I really miss being here with you. It's so much fun, and it's been so rewarding to connect with all of you. And, you know, I feel like I should apologize for not being here the last few months. Part of me was just really excited to get back to living life and doing the things that I can do. But I think I also was feeling a lot of resistance to talking about cancer. Like, after it consumed me for so long, like my months, basically an entire year of my life, more or less, I was kind of wanting to just focus on something else, you know, and not have to think about cancer anymore. And I know that's a real struggle, you know, because we want to move forward with our life. We want to, you know, move on. But at the same time, you can't ignore what's happened. I can't ignore what has transpired in my life. And when I do try to just blindly move forward and pretend like nothing happened, I just feel numb. I feel weird, and things don't make sense to me. And, you know, this life experience and where I'm at right now, everything keeps reminding me that, you know, we have to integrate all of these experiences, the good and the bad, the pleasant and the painful. And they're all part of life. And, you know, we can't really we can't shut off certain parts of it. You can't have just a purely pleasant life with no difficulty or struggle or, you know, strife involved. Because if you had that, there would be no sense of success or achievement or fulfillment. You know, a life of just pure hedonistic pleasure is not something, I don't think, that would make anybody happy. And, you know, in those difficult moments when you feel like all hope is lost, but you somehow manage to persevere, push through, and come out on the other side, you know, you feel a certain sense of gratitude and peace and purpose and fulfillment in that, and aliveness. It brings you to life. Those challenges force you to reckon with who you are and what is inside of you, what you're capable of. So, you know, I really believe that the more we can embrace those difficult moments, those painful experiences, and integrate them into our being, the more human we become, the more expressed we are, the more fully actualized we are of our pure potential. And I don't know if I'm explaining this well at all, but I'm going to do my best to make it more clear on subsequent videos and talking about all the different parts of this, because there's so much here to dissect and to look at and to understand what makes us human. How do we get through challenge and difficulty? How do we survive, not only survive, but thrive through setbacks, through crises, through traumatic life experiences? And I know there's so many of us that are experiencing trauma in our lives in one way or another. So it's something that I don't think anybody can avoid. And it's a matter of how do we integrate that into our life? How do we use it to press forward to become the next version of ourselves? and find some kind of glimmer of hope and purpose in that so that we can contribute to the greater good of humanity, that we can lift each other up, and that we can support those in need, that we can use our life experience in some positive and meaningful way. And, you know, if we can do that, I think we have truly succeeded. That's all I have for you right now. Thank you so much for being here with me. Just sitting down here right now makes me realize how much I enjoy being here with you. And let's discuss more about this. Put something in the comment below if this sparked an idea for you, or if this made you have some kind of realization. I would love to hear from you and what your thoughts are. All right. Hope you're doing well, and I'll see you very soon. Thanks.